days ago, I was talking to my dad. I told him, Dad, I want to make an episode all by myself. My dad smiled and said, Go ahead. Tell a story that makes people curious. So, I started looking around my room. I looked at my books, I looked at my toys, I looked at my study table, and then I looked up. Right above my head was a light bulb. Now I know what you're thinking. A light bulb? That's boring. That's exactly what I thought too. But then, something strange happened. A question popped into my head. A really big question. What if light bulbs never existed? Imagine tonight, the sun goes down. Everything becomes dark. Really dark. No bedroom lights, no street lights, no flashlights, no lamps, nothing. How would we read? How would we play? How would we find our way? And then I wondered, who gave us light? Who invented the light bulb? And that question took me on an incredible adventure. An adventure that would eventually lead us all the way into the sky. Let's travel back in time, way back, before televisions, before computers, before electricity. When the sun disappeared, darkness arrived. Families used candles, oil lamps, lanterns. Sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't. They were smoky, they were dim, and sometimes they were dangerous. People dreamed of something better, but nobody knew how to create it. At least, not yet. Our story begins with a boy named Thomas Edison. Thomas was born in 1847. And guess what? As a child, some teachers thought he wasn't very good at school. Why? Because he asked questions. Lots of questions. Questions about everything. Why? How? What? When? His mind never stopped exploring. Some people thought that was a problem, but his mother thought differently. She believed curiosity was a superpower. So, she taught him at home. She filled his life with books. And slowly, that curious boy began learning about science. Little did anyone know he would one day help light up the entire world. Years passed. Thomas grew older, and one problem fascinated him: light. People already had electric lights, but they didn't work very well. Some broke quickly, some were too expensive, some barely lasted. Thomas wanted to build something better, so he started experimenting again and again and again, hundreds of times, 10,000s. Cotton, paper, thread, wood fibers, nothing worked. Can you imagine trying thousands of times? Most people would quit. Thomas didn't, because every failure taught him something. Years later, he said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. And finally, after years of effort, success arrived. In 1879, Thomas Edison successfully demonstrated a practical electric light bulb, and suddenly the darkness began to disappear. Homes became brighter, schools became safer, hospitals could work through the night, cities started glowing after sunset. The world was changing, one light bulb at a time. But something even more interesting was happening. Now that people could light up the night, they started looking farther than ever before. And eventually, they looked up into the sky. People began asking a new question. If humans can light up the darkness, could humans also fly? Most people laughed. Fly? Humans don't have wings. Birds fly, not people. But two brothers weren't laughing. They were dreaming. When they were children, their father brought home a small toy. It wasn't expensive, it wasn't fancy, but it could fly. Whoosh! Into the air it went. The brothers watched in amazement. Again and again and again. Eventually the toy broke. But something stayed behind. A dream. A question. If a toy can fly, could a person fly too? As they grew older, they became bird detectives. They watched birds glide, turn, balance, soar, and they discovered something important. Flying wasn't just about getting into the air. It was about staying balanced. That discovery would change history. During the day, the brothers owned a bicycle shop. During the day, they fixed bicycles. At night, they studied flight. Many people thought they were wasting time, but the brothers didn't stop. Dreams listen to determination. The brothers built gliders. Some worked, some crashed, some barely left the ground. Again and again and again. Failure visited often, but just like Thomas Edison, they learned something every single time. Every crash became a lesson. Every lesson became progress. And progress slowly became history. December 17, 1903. Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, started. The machine rolled forward, faster, faster, faster. Then suddenly, it lifted off the ground. For 12 seconds, humanity flew. Only 12 seconds. But those 12 seconds changed the future forever. Because now, the impossible was possible. Think about this. One boy wanted to bring light into the darkness. Two brothers wanted to fly through the sky. Both faced failures. Both had doubts. Both made mistakes. But they kept going. And because they kept going, our world changed. The lights above us, the airplanes above us, both began with a simple question: what if? And maybe that's the most powerful question in the world. Because every invention starts with curiosity. Every discovery starts with imagination. And every great adventure starts with someone brave enough to ask, what if? So, the next time you switch on a light or see an airplane flying high above you, remember the people who dared to dream. And remember something else. The next big invention might come from a curious child asking questions. Maybe that child could be you. And as for me, I'm stepping into a time portal right now, traveling across history and the future to bring back more incredible invention stories for you. So stay curious because our next journey is about to begin.